I'm not hung up on envisioning my son the way that my family was hung up on a vision of me, right? So, while he does show signs that I would consider to be indicative, I don't think that he meets diagnostic criteria yet, because you have to have impairment, functional impairment, before you meet the diagnostic criteria. I think that right now, the way that it's written, if you don't maybe have some of the functional impairments, they want to classify you as a different condition, hypermobility spectrum disorder. I don't have an opinion about that. It's not my place. I feel this is all about how organizations and in society we group things, right? We're deciding who gets to be in an out group, in group, and who's in an out group, and I don't want to.
But I think it highlights an important functional point. Like, if you have a patient and you're starting to think maybe they have EDS, you need to be looking at their life. You know, are they a grunt in the Marine Corps? Are they in the typing pool? Like, what are we doing physically? I mean, we want to be in good general physical shape, because even with, you know, typing, prolonged typing and project management, when you don't have good fine motor because of your tendon issues, you know, the level of pain and disability, but is amplified by a medical history of, you know, how many times did he go in and didn't get treatment, whereas his son will probably have a much more functional body because they noticed his problems on the Little League field and didn't pursue a continued baseball career, you know? Yeah. But I have several patients right now. I've become like the little EDS whisperer because Brian tells people to come see me.
There's such a big part, and there's zebras all over the Tri-Cities.
Yeah. But you know, I've got teenagers now that I'm like, let's talk about what you want to do for a career. Because I'm sorry, working as the clerk at Circle K, standing on a cement floor for an 8 to a 12-hour shift and lifting 40-pound boxes to stock the shelves is not in the best interest of the longevity of your body due to this condition. You know?
Think specialized. Think autism. Think, can this be a sensitive person that is directed in the right way? Or is this somebody who is going to be used and abused and become a disabled person?
And a lot of the upper cervical instability that I see in my female EDS patients, they get sent as a migraine headache referral. So if you're seeing somebody with complaints of migraine headache, maybe you're looking globally at their range of motion. Yes, they might have the upper cervical instability, but do they just have global instability? You know?
Does everybody know how to do the Beighton score?
Better in a lecture.
You sure? The gang sign?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we talked about it.
Right.
Dr. Erickson would kill me if I did the thumb. So I
I'm
can't do
about
thumbs
to
anymore. But I would get points for that still on diagnostic criteria because I have had surgery to fix that. My pinkies do still go back. I can push it further. I'm not going to. Elbows.
Yep.
The hyperextension.
And then,
Carrying angle. Yeah, that's some Reeker bottom.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the spine.
oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
because it's 9 points, so it's bilateral.
You said
except
like
for
just touch the
spine.
ground.
Yep,
Yes,
touch the
yeah,
ground.
oh yeah.
And remember, if you ever have been able to.
With
So
full
like,
extended
if
wrist.
you've got, right, so if you've got somebody who's 50 and has been compensated or has had surgeries or had injuries and so they can no longer do it, but they're like, oh yeah, absolutely, in my 20s, could get my wrist completely flat to the ground. Okay, like that still counts.
Mm-hmm.
Like easily or like just?
It's pretty
It
easy.
depends. Maybe ask them. You guys remember whenever you under the age where you had the presidential fitness test? You
Yeah.
remember that? You had to sit down
Like
and you had to stretch.
Yeah.
I was always like 4 inches beyond.
Yeah.
And they were always looking at the kids who were short. Never at the kids who stretched long. Look at the kids who stretch long. It's a Mark Murray body type, right? You guys familiar with the? Yeah. That's what I got, man. Wingspan longer than I am tall, right? Gigantic hands. I look like a freaking string bean. Think aortopathy. Think Marfan's connective tissue disorder, and then take into consideration that it's not just whatever your specialty might be. And I should have asked. I'm not sure.
It's all family. This is all family med.
Okay, right. And I think the biggest challenge for family medicine is going to be translating, because you have to take what a patient with their limited experiences, knowledge, and vocabulary. I think that's part of why the virality on social media around EDS and autism sprung up, partly because we're hyperverbal people, but it's also
It's giving them language, right? Like
Yes.
people
Giving
have these
language.
conditions and they don't know, but then you're giving them language to describe it.
yes, and I'm working through PTSD as well, military trauma, and talking about it and sharing my struggles openly, because I can, because I have the knowledge and abilities and the insight to do it, and I knew that I had not the opportunity, so I took it. It's been 2 years. 2 years now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to wrap it up and kind of close down the social media a little bit more, but
Oh, he has kept my brain working.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy cow. Yeah, I was laughing hearing Erickson say the anterior interosseous. I'm like, yep. I was like, damn it, why is it this branch of the nerve? Like, what's going on? What is this? He's been my anatomy quiz for 2 years.
I can't think. I remember.
Oh, great.
Oh, no, I actually do have someone.
Yeah.